Welcome, welcome. It's the semifinal. We've got Aoki and Koana from Japan taking on Dong Ma from China. In my opinion, the two strongest teams at this tournament so far, as evidenced by their play over the weekend. We are 2 shots in, a nice freeze to the back 4, and a nice come around on the outturn side. We are in for a treat, folks. Just from what I've seen, I have not done a feature game from Team Dongma, but their numbers say it all. They've been scoring a ton of points. Just 1 or 2 adjustments I have to make here. There we go. Got my cameras behaving. Only 2 sheets on the ice. I think we'll get a better chance to hear some of the on-ice audio. Not that I can understand what they're saying, but maybe you can. It is Team Aoki, and Koana with hammer in the first end. Two really nice rocks in the forefoot for the Chinese duo. Attempt to get shot rock. Just over curling a little bit on them. May have been a little light as well. That's going to be in a good spot, that in-turn path. It is still Team Blue, line 1. without hammer here. They may choose to guard things up. Almost no risk of giving up 2 at this point. If you take away that in-turn path. I don't know what kind of run back is gonna bring 2 red stones into the button. Really nice management of the line there. Good line call from inside the house. That's Ziqi Dong, the female component of this team inside the house. The thrower there was Ziwei Ma. Ziwei. Trying my best, as we all know. Try my best, and it's probably wrong, but no apologies here, folks. I've said this before, I'll say it again. If I've never heard your name pronounced, how am I supposed to figure out how to say it? The Japanese team now, Tori Koana. This is my 3rd game I've covered of hers this weekend. She has been lights out. Management of the line, especially. Really aggressive line calls. And they, more often than not, pay off. Really well managed the way she throws the rock down the imaginary broom with no target. She's still able to manage the line expertly. Very good sweep caller. Just a great overall player. Skips her own women's 4-person team that has a lot of success themselves. So, 2 rocks remain for Team Japan. One of which coming down the ice right now. Trying to navigate a port. Let's see if she can put this line management skill that I just praised her for to the test. Just ticks the one guard. I had to jinx her, didn't I? That shot was there to tap themselves forward for shot rock on the pin. Now it's going to be the Chinese team with control. 1 shot remaining per team. Choosing to hold the broom in the house is Ma. Dong in the hack. Looking to just plug the hole, it seems. I thought they might be tempted to play an in-turn tap on their own blue. Maybe get 2nd shot that way. Control over the top end, kind of bottom of the forefoot. But they'll play it safe, take away the path, and I bet Aoki and Koana will throw their rock away, giving up a steal. So, deciding not to split their queens, not risk a winning hand. Yeah, poorly executed poker joke. The guard under curls. Tori Koana's going to have that same shot if she wants it. So always stings when you make a decision to play conservatively or to play a little defensively, I guess I should say. you tell yourself, oh, you know, we could set up a steal of 2, but it's a little harder of a shot. Let's play the easy shot and just plug the hole. It always sucks when that bites you in the butt and you don't make the easier shot. So it's going to have almost no impact on the situation in the forefoot. Maybe tightens the gap a little bit for Go Aoki. Aoki. To make this. It is a tap to score 1. It's the last rock of the first end. Gets the tap, puts it on the lid. Well, if this first end is any indication of the type of game we have ready for us this afternoon, we're in for a treat. That's a fantastically played end. It's a single point for the Japanese duo. Chinese team will have hammer when we return. Here it is, second end. First shot, nice little tap back in the back four, maybe a little heavy. Really well played end by the Chinese duo. Just missed their last guard. Had pretty much a guaranteed steal. But could not make that next one. Wondering if they could have played an in-turn tap on their rock in the forefoot. Might have even stolen 2 that way. Instead played the guard, missed it. Opened the door for a single point for Aoki. And a point. I want to welcome all of our viewers on YouTube. Thanks for chiming in on the chat. Love to see that active chat. Everybody having fun, talking about the game. Little tap and roll. It's going to look pretty good for the team with hammer. Blue stones. Overrolls just a little bit. Tori Koana tricks me the way she lines up her turns. Kind of lines it up with the opposite crank. Brings it from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock before twisting it back to 12 in her rotation. Unorthodox, but pretty cool. I'm going to try it out myself when I practice this week. Back in Regina, Saskatchewan, where I call home. Forgot to introduce myself. My name is Rory McCusker. I am your stream operator for this Martensville mixed doubles tournament. Wow, what a perfect freeze. Nice sweep by Go Aoki. Curling Stadium Live, bringing you free curling all weekend long, almost every weekend of the year. There's some kind of live curling going on. Times have never been better for curling fans. I think the world should be jealous of how much free curling we have access to because of products like Curling Stadium Live. James Gordon, club manager here at the Martensville Curling Club, has been focusing on making sure the ice is as good as it can possibly be for these teams. Leaving me to broadcast by myself. That's all right. James and I both call Saskatchewan our home, and we're very thankful and happy to have such great international teams come visit Saskatchewan to bring their talents to the ice. It's been a treat to watch. All over the guard. Totally acceptable result with Hammer to split that guard off like that. His weight was there. There'll be an out turn. Wonder if they're replacing the guard here. It was a replacement guard. Looks like Dong Ma will be attempting another in-turn tap shot. This time he makes it. Gets around, makes the tap. Doesn't keep his shooter around for third shot, but that's okay. Closer and closer they get to having a shot for 2 or 3. But button is open. There's a stone to freeze to behind the tee line. Tori Koana's final stone. She will attempt to make a freeze. Try to bail them out at this end. Not that they're in a ton of trouble right now, but team with Hammer is lying 2. So some work to be done. Go Aoki, trying to get this by. Oh, and he just ticks. That's the second time so far this game that Tori Koana just barely nicked a guard. That was really a bad miss because with 2 stones already counting, Dong and Ma are going to have an opportunity to seal off the front of the house, preventing another freeze attempt. That's a massive miss. Can't sugarcoat that. Comes deep. That is definitely not what they're trying to do. Bit of a mess. Last rock of the end. The door is open once again. Will go Aoki, Tori Koana be able to take advantage? Ma is nervously awaiting the result of this one. He knows he missed a massive opportunity for a big end. Couldn't get the curl out of that stone. Weight looked pretty good. They just had to wait for that thing to curl. It never did. Racked on the outside. It's going to be 1, 2, 3 rocks in the rings for Team Dongma. They'll be looking at a draw for 4. Just considering their best chances of making that draw, they might have to go inside out from the center line to the periphery, just because of the way that Koana Aoki stone is positioned in the top 12. Not a lot of danger of tapping that in, you would think. You'd have to miss pretty inside. But they'll have to deal with that same guard chipped by Go Aoki. A super well played game. Super well played game until the last few shots. There's been multiple misses in a row. Looks like they are going to play an inside-out sort of path. I don't know. I think there is enough room to make the draw on the out-turn side, but they don't want to tap forward. I understand that fear. It's going to be the last shot. Big draw for 4. Dongma from China. Trying to drag this. It's a little light. Will they bring it all the way? They will. Big sweep. Little pat on the back from Dong Tama. Big scrub. Gets it there for 4 points. It's a 4-1 lead after the second end of play. It will be the Japanese duo with hammer when we return in the third.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward, where it's Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
Big end for the Chinese duo. It's a score of 4. Ma had come heavy on his draw. Thought he left the door open for Koana and Aoki to nullify the end, but a miss from Go Aoki means that it will be a score of 4 in the second end. Japanese team will try to bounce back here in the third. They do have hammer. No power play is used yet. Gonna come up light. I've seen this all weekend long, people. Third end draws coming up light. The ice and rock surprising them a little bit. A little stiffer, going away from the glass. Ice not totally broken down yet. Modified Manitoba tuck. Mr. Ma's got going there. Call it the Beijing tuck. Strong sweeper, this Dong out of China. She's really leaning into this. And a great reward for her efforts. Gets that rock into the top 4. Very strong sweeping team, Dong Ma. So, slightly overlap center guards, a controlling stone on the button, a controlling stone in the top 4 foot. This end is looking pretty favored towards the Chinese team at this point. Second or third tick in as many ends for Tori Koana. I haven't seen her wreck on a guard yet until this game. All 3 times this weekend I've seen it happen have been right here, and 1, 2, and 3. It's been the difference. Teams Dong and Ma once again, in the middle of the end, are going to have a chance to seal things off. They got 2 great stones in the 4 foot right now. No other work needed. This one's got a curl, but it's a little deep as well. He doesn't want to sweep it too much. Doesn't want to set up a triple. That will come a little deep. Good chance to remove at least 2 stones here. Maybe even 3. Might even be able to clear the entire house. Depends how hard Tori Koana wants to throw this stone. They could just make the straight double. That's what Aoki had just signaled. Big weight. Makes the straight double. Or does she? It does not spill far enough. Tori Koana's rock will be 4th shot. It's not good enough. It's gonna leave Dong Ma as a counter on the button and 3rd shot along the wing. Would have been really good to get rid of both of those 2 stones. That way you may have another double opportunity somewhere down the line to count your shooter that's sticking around in the 12-foot. Now, scoring area is still shrunk enough that shooter of Koana's is not going to matter. May as well have tried the triple. Man, does he pop up quick. That is remarkable. Doesn't quite hold the shooter down the center line, but that's all right. It's going to make the hit, make the roll. That was something else, how quickly he was able to throw that stone and pop his, well, what appears to be like 6'6" frame up into a sweeping position. He was putting strokes on that stone less than 2 seconds after he let it go. One of the fastest pop-ups I've ever seen. Really sweeping this hard. May have overcooked it a little bit. No. Only shot one. Gets rid of that angle. Does some good work. Would have been really nice to be shot two at the end of that, and really to get that blue stone a little further out of the way. Instead, it's going to create a little pocket, a very easy pocket to roll into. Still, Dong will have to get around this guard in order to make the shot. Still somewhat challenging. See a big half. Last shot of the end for the Chinese duo. Big shot. They'll leave a shot for three if she doesn't make contact. Gotta get around this guard. Really strong sweep. Hits and sticks. It's gonna leave a thin double, but that is mission accomplished for Team Dongma. Such a strong sweeping team. Keep your eye out for these ones. Folks, that's Ziqi Dong. Zhu Yi Ma. 4-1 record. This week, they dropped their second game against Kuzik Laycock in draw 4. Meanwhile, Koana Aoki also sporting a 4-1 record this weekend. That's including playoffs, I should mention, folks. Koana Aoki losing a game in draw 3 versus Han, the other Chinese team, here in Martensville this weekend. All right, tough shot. But they need one. Down 3, it's the last rock in the third end. Go Aoki. A thin double. Big sweep, this looks really close. Gets one, cuts across, gets the other. Beautiful shot, go Aoki. Nice celebration, Tori Koana, and there's the high five for the fist bump. That's a big one, all smiles for the Japanese team. They stay with this game. Huge score 2 puts them within a single point. It'll be 4-1. Dongma with hammer in the 4th. Wow, what a game.
For victims of domestic abuse, fleeing may mean leaving everything behind. There is hope. SaskTel provides brand new cell phones so that starting over is possible. Learn more at sastel.com/fresh start.
We're for agriculture. For growers, doers, whatever it takers. We're for doing things with purpose. We're for the little guy with big guy dreams. We're for agriculture We're for you. Nutrien Ag Solutions, leading the field.
Welcome back. This has been a fantastic game. Best I've seen so far. First rock, an attempted freeze. Quick pop up and sweep. Very impressive from the Dongmak team. Tap, tap. And it will stick around in the back 12, so maintains her own stone. This one's really curling and slowing down. Go Aoki, trying to drag it as far as he possibly can. Not so sharp on his draws. Ma has been looking to fix that here in the fourth. Coming in a little nicer. Oh, finds their way to the side of the forefoot. How good is that? Well managed. Did not oversweep it. You could see Dong throwing her hand up. Nope, don't want to. Don't want to sweep. Big weight, run back. Trying to get around the guard, sorry. Makes contact, splits them off. It's gonna be something to hit and roll or freeze to now, either way. Geez, not a ton of result for such a well-made shot, though. More so talking about the danger of where the Japanese team could end up putting a rock that might lots of rocks left in the end. Try to tuck one around so the Japanese stone is not promotable. Perfect would be just like he just threw, right? The top 4 foot. Oh, just a little rub. Not what they wanted, but that's going to be in a good spot. It's a good sweep by Ma. Sorry, it's a good sweep by Dong on Ma's stone. Takes away that out-turn path. Not a lot of tap back opportunity on the in-turn side anymore. Oh, I've been on mute for a few shots. That was an incredible opportunity. Trying to remove 3 red stones and count 4 in the rings. Ma just barely misses inside, sends that guard back, and an unopportune collision leaves 2 Japanese counters in the top of the forefoot. What a flip of this end. Tori Koana makes an incredible hit and roll. The Chinese go high risk, high reward with that run back attempt. The risk does not pay off. It leaves 2 Japanese counters in the top of the forefoot, and just like that. Big shot here to protect their 2 stones, potentially lie 3. I'm not exactly sure what conclusion they came to. Last rock for the Japanese team. Waiting for this to slow down. Looks like a guard that's coming heavy to me. Yep, comes a little deep, but I think that does the trick. Doubling those off would be so incredibly difficult. It'd just be so thin. It's going to protect the rock on the top of the button. Serves its purpose. What a turnaround to this end for the Japanese duo. Last rock of the end. Are they entertaining a run back? I mean, why not? It's that or an out-turn draw to catch a piece of the button for just 1. I think you may as well try this run back for 2, maybe 3. Incredible turnaround, 4th end. They are trying the cold draw for 1. Will be difficult. Only a few inches of room. Not quite there. It's going to be a steal of 2 after all that. Mixed doubles, so wild. The way it can shake down, and just like that, from 4-1, it is now 5-4. Aoki, Koana lead after 4 ends. Here's the game story. It was a single point for Aoki Koana. It looked like Dongma had a very good steal set up in the first end, but they missed their guard. So it was a single point. Following that, it was a well-earned 4 points in the second end. Dongma did not miss very much at all. A 2 spot in the third following an incredible double takeout from Go Aoki. Then in the fourth, looked like a huge end brewing for Dongma. But a mistake here and 2 really good makes. One hit and roll, Tori Koana, and one kind of guarding shot after a very unfortunate run back attempt from could have been an end flipper, but ends up costing them. That is the game story thus far. So here we are on the 5th end. A power play being used by the Chinese duo. So far, so good. A nice tap freeze from Go Aoki. And then a returning tap from Dong. Really light, Tori Koana. Not even in the conversation. I mean, or they're guarding. that you got to forgive me, folks. I'm not used to mixed doubles. I don't fully understand the calls sometimes. Not as much end setup, more of a results-driven, shot-by-shot kind of thing in mixed doubles. I got a lot to learn. Hopefully some of you out there are learning with me. They could remove a guard if they wanted to. But I think they'll just try to make use of what they have. Lob another one back there. Long way to curl. Huge sweep from Dong. Doesn't quite get it buried, but does get it close enough for second shot. Really incredible. Can't believe she dragged it that long. Love how Tori Koana gives me the hand signals. Lets me know what she's talking about. That's fantastic. Little hand gestures. Little hit and roll. Dong Ma left their stone just a little bit exposed. Go Aoki hit that one right away. Wanted to make sure it stayed safe. Gets the hit, a little bit of a roll. Perfect control. I think there's still only shot one. Might be 2 red. I think it's just shot 1 red. Lots of rocks to come. I'm sure things will change a little bit before that comes into play. Like a tap. Just a chip. We'll hold the shooter on the far side of the rings. Improves the situation, but running out of time here to get rid of those Koana stones. There's still a high guard, remember, protecting these two. Looks like another draw into the pocket. There's no need to hit that outside blue. As of right now, there might be some kind of slash double to get rid. I don't think so. Japanese team looking pretty safe. Guard comes a little deep, but that's all right. Still going to do the trick. Or will it? I guess there still is a slight tap back to lie one. Still a way to score two along this wing now. I guess the sweeping tells us that came a little deep and over-curled a little bit. Really important shot. Got to get shot rock here. Curling really hard already. It will chip the top. Strong sweep was not enough to save that one. Huge miss. That's going to be two. Shot two for Koana Aoki with an opportunity to guard them. To be forced to one after this power play would be a little defeating for Dongma, who had such a strong start to this game. They're fighting in these ends, but they just can't seem to get that critical shot when they need it. So, go Aoki, who's had a very strong second half of this game. Struggled a little off the bat, but since the third end where he made that incredible thin double for two, has been really, really solid. And that will get it done. We'll protect the 2 stones. We'll outcount the outside 2 blues, so even if there was some kind of way to remove those 2 reds, which I don't think there is, it's going to definitely force last rock for a single point, drawing against 2. She missed a draw light in the 4th end. Try to make better on it here. Dong. To make sure they score during their power play. Bit of a nervous sweep. Takes the inside positioning of the stone. Looks pretty good. There it is. Massive shot for a single point. There's the fist bump. And this incredible game goes another end. It's tied up. 5 apiece. Hammer belongs to the Japanese team when we return. Power play coming back the other way. This time for the Japanese team. Tap, tap. Keeps her placed stone in the rings. That's a great shot, Tori Koana. Little chip of the guard. Not super ideal. Hands go up, but I don't think that's a great solution. Tori Koana. They're not shot rock yet. Shot rock is covered, but lots of stones left to make something of it. She gets some positioning behind the guard. It's going to be a dangerous situation for Team China. Gets it by the guard. Gets it by the top one. Makes the tap. And will sit there shot two. It's an incredible shot. Power play going about as planned. Waiting for this to slow down. A little bit of panic there. It's a perfect sweep. It's a perfect shot. What a game. We have had such incredible examples. Blows right by. That was always going to be a tough shot. We know these rocks and houses are quite lively, but she had to get such a small chunk of that blue stone in order to move it far enough and get the drag effect desired. Keep her back right around. May have been a little too wishful thinking on that call. May have been better off returning the tap freeze, but now shot 1 for Dong Ma. Ticks off the top. One more chance to try and create a deuce here with the power play. 2 ends in a row, we've seen really good defense from the team without the power play. That's a nice spot. It's going to be tough to remove that red stone. Almost impossible, actually. And you know what? The way those have lined up, if Dong Ma is not careful, they might jiggle things around to the point where those blues might be in danger of leaving the 8-foot. Might be best to leave red as shot rock and just make it as hard as possible to draw for 2. Last shot of the end. I actually don't know what they're trying to do here. Not sure what the plan was there. Not sure at all. That's a head scratcher. So it will be a draw for 2. Little tap on their own is A-okay. So they will find a way to make a chance for 2 out of this very strange end. It'll settle in there nicely. 2 points on the board. Both power plays have been used up. It is a 7-5 lead for Aoki Koana. This incredible game continues. In the 7th, Chinese team having hammer.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
Welcome back. It's been a remarkably entertaining game. Big score of 4 in the second end for Dongma. Seemed to put them in control. It was the third end with a score of 2. That answered the bell for Aoki Koana, and then of course the steal of 2 in the fourth end. That was where a power play was used, and they still managed to take 2 points. Or no, sorry, it was the fifth end. Power play was used, forced Dongma to a single. Aoki Koana used their power play next in the sixth end. Things looked a little bleak at certain points. There's a very good freeze made by Ma on his third shot, but Aoki Koana, they fought back. They did score there too. And that brings us here to the seventh end. It is the Chinese duo with hammer. A single shot has come down the ice. Thus far. freeze was made, or a draw was made, a tap back was made, and then Tori Koana coming up just a little light on her draw, but it's still in a very useful position. Now, Team Dong Ma try to tap their stone back, control the button forfeit area. Will chip the guard, not so bad of a result. Come up a little light, over curls a little bit. I mean, I can't even say that. I don't know exactly where they're trying to place that stone. If it was a guard, I guess it does, you know, it takes away the in-turn tap. Big sweep, leaning right into this one. Makes contact with the stone he was trying to, but spills his shooter all the way to the 12-foot. Can't hang on to the shooter in the top of the 8. Bit of a missed opportunity. It's going to open the door for Aoki Koana. really good positioning for the blue stones in the 4 foot. It's gonna be tough to upset those. Looks like a hit coming down the ice though. Double avoid the jam? Is that the call here? Oh. Will just make contact with one blue stone. Won't be enough to totally push it through the rings though. Jeez. And just like that, it's pretty open shot at line 3 or 4. Now there will be rocks in the back 12. There are guards to freeze around, but geez, it's going to be, if this shot is made, it'll be 1 rock for the Japanese team to try and combat a major score from China's Dong Ma. Here's the hit. Hits 1. They do lose the backing, stick their shooter, and that's enough to lie 3. Didn't quite get the curl. Here's the response. This is a massive shot. Go Aoki. They've asked him to make a few of these this game. They'll need 1 more. This rock will need to hide somewhere, or else they'll be giving up a shot for 3. Koana sweeps, but just cannot get the curl. Cannot get the finish. Here it is, last rock in this thrilling game, the 7th end. It's a hit for 3 to put Dong Ma on top. And there it comes. Needs to stick in the rings, and it does. It's a big 3 points. Wow, this thrilling game will conclude Maybe not in the 8th end, but it might. It's a 8-7 lead for Dongma over Aoki Koana. Aoki Koana will have hammer when we return.
For victims of domestic abuse, fleeing may mean leaving everything behind. There is hope. SaskTel provides brand new cell phones so that starting over is possible. Learn more at sasktel.com/fresh start.
We're for agriculture. For growers, doers, whatever it takers. We're for doing things with purpose. We're for the little guy with big guy dreams. We're for agriculture. We're for you. Nutrien Ag Solutions, leading the field.
First shot of the 8th end. Over curls just ever so slightly. Every shot so important now. Let's quickly flash the game story here. It's been a fantastic game. That was a huge 3 points. Dongma really making their hay with hammer. That steal of 2 in the 4th end, really the only blemish in their game. Taking the early advantage over the Japanese Aoki Koana. But in the second half of this game, especially Go Aoki, he's made some incredible shots. Couldn't quite hide his last hit and roll there, making the shot for 3 more difficult. Try to bounce back here with a draw on top. A lot of sweeping, puts it in a pretty good spot. Really needed that to curl just a little bit more, but nothing wrong with that shot. Gonna blow right by. In this all-important 8th end, cannot afford to miss. It's gonna give Team Japan the opportunity to take control of both draw paths. This has been the game of the week, I think. Ticks off the top one. It's going to be a costly mistake. It'll leave the inside path available for a freeze. If they're able to get by there, tap back the blue directly, roll their shooter in behind the center guard, it was going to be big trouble for the Chinese team. Now, Dongma will have a chance for an in-turn draw. It is the Japanese team that needs to score this end in order to continue this game. 1 point for a tie, 2 points for a win. Oh. Just played it way too casual. Didn't make contact with anything. Went right through the hole. Just a lack of focus there. Totally lack of detail on that shot. Threw it more than good enough to make it. That stone is now primed for removal. And the controlling area of the forefoot is open for attack. Couldn't make up their mind over whether they wanted that to curl or stay straight. trying to manage this in-turn draw path. Door was just open for them. Clears out the shot stone. Or no, clears out the secondary blue. Leaves a bit of a pocket. That's twice. Tori Koana just not managing the line as well as she was earlier in the tournament. That needed to be a flop in, not a flop out. Second last shot of the end. Big pressure. Little tap tap. As long as they're still shot in the back of the forefoot, it's going to be a fine place to be, but really they only have one more opportunity to use the stone, so I don't know if being totally buried is a good thing. Really interesting scenario. Aoki Koana has a chance to lie two right now with a tap back made on this outturn side. It will be the Chinese team, Dong Ma, that has a chance to return the favor though. I think they are looking at that outturn tap back. Only question is, are they going to make it with soft weights, just kind of leave it in the back button area, or are they going to make it with a little bit more weight, try to roll the tapped rock all the way over to the left-hand side? We're about to find out. Tori Koana's last rock of the 8th end. Just softer weight. Shot 2 at the moment. Leaves their shooter right there to be used on the next shot if possible. What an incredible finish to this great game. Really well played game. Best I've seen all week. Two very talented teams. Two teams that have zoned into the ice conditions, their own tendencies, their own throws, sweeps. Just a great, entertaining game to watch. This is the last shot for the Chinese team, Dong Ma. Facing 2 counters they will need to get at least second shot here. Popping up to sweep. Last rock of the 8th end. Early sweep call. Off it now. Trying to make it curl. Chips it forward. Does not remove the red stone. It is 2 counters for Aoki Koana. And I think that is it. They have fought their way back to win this game. They won't have to throw their last rock. It will be a victory. Incredible game. Super well played. Just a little panicked on that sweep. Understandable. It's an anxious moment. Just gunned it a little too hard right out of her hand. Does